Alrighty, so welcome back to my video tutorial series on how to install a LAMP server on CentOS running on top of VirtualBox. In the last episode, we installed CentOS, the operating system itself, created a new admin user, and added that new user to the sudoers list so we could enable us to use the sudo command with that user. So in this episode of the tutorial series, we're going to use package management tools to install GNOME, which is one of the most popular free and open source desktop environments for Linux operating systems. We're going to make sure our machine is configured properly to access the outside world by way of making sure our DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol, is set up properly. So the first thing we're going to do is get to the bash prompt and go ahead and type in this command, ip-addr show. And then we just want to type in the following command. We're going to have a look at the config file, the configuration file for our network device. Sudo vi, which is the text editing tool, /etc/sysconfig /network scripts ifcfg, and then after this dash we want to type in exactly what it says under number 2 with the network devices that we just saw under the IP address show command. So in this case I'll type in emp0s3, and this is the configuration file for our network device. So we just want to go through here and make sure this is all okay. We want to make sure on boot equals yes, and boot proto stands for boot protocol equals DHCP. That's our dynamic host configuration protocol. So if yours says anything different, if yours says something different to DHCP under boot proto, change it to DHCP. Make sure on boot equals yes. Just generally make sure your commands are similar to what I've got here, and you should be good to go. And remember, with VI, if you want to if you've made a change, or if you want to make a change, press I to go into insert mode. And once you've made your changes and you're happy with them, type in column WQ to save and exit. So now I'm just going to talk a bit about package management tools. We're going to use package management tools to install GNOME, which is the graphical interface similar to Windows, one of the most popular free and open source desktop environments for Linux. What is a package in Linux? Packages in Linux are pre-built programs or sets of programs that contain meta information about the software inside the package and its dependencies. So the package management tools, they can identify the packages, verify, download the dependencies, compile and install them on the machine. We're going to be using one called YUM, which stands for Yellow Dog Updated Modified. YUM is a really good one from what I've seen. Now, package management tools need a configuration file to show them where to search and download packages from. This is called a repository or a repo file. In the case of YUM, the repo should be located in /etc/yum.repos.d. But let's just go ahead and assume our repositories are set up correctly, and let's install GNOME. Desktop platform, next Windows system. So just type in word for word exactly what I'm typing here. And here we go, we're downloading, unpacking and installing GNOME. Connecting to the nearest mirror. Got the total of 54 packages. So fairly hefty download, that's okay. And now we sit and watch as we get the beautiful desktop software known as GNOME on our Linux machine. Make it so much easier to do things. Okay, now that that's completed, we just want to install, we want to update our kernel to the latest version. So let's type sudo yum update. And this is just going to make sure our Linux kernel itself is updated with all the latest security updates and whatnot. Pretty important in this day and age. Okay, so once that update is finally completed, it took about 10 minutes on my machine. We want to make sure that GNOME actually boots up every time we restart or boot up our computer, or virtual machine in this case, just so it saves us from having to manually enter GNOME every time we boot up. There used to be a concept called runlevels in Linux, but that doesn't seem to exist anymore. We use target instead of runlevels now. So as you can see, we need to set the graphical .target, which is the equivalent to run level 5. So let's go ahead and do that. So type sudo again, system control, systemctl, set default graphical .target. Now that should mean when we restart it boots straight into GNOME. So let's test it out.